All right, there you go. That's enough of that. Elizabeth Simmons is with us. She is Community Programs Manager of Great Rivers Greenway. In terms of full disclosure, Judge Elman in St. Charles County put me on this board, so I've been on the board since January. And Elizabeth Simmons, first of all, welcome to Big 550 KTRS here in St. Louis.
Good morning. Thank you.
Explain to people what the Great Rivers Greenway is.
Great Rivers Greenway is our regional parks and trails district, so we serve the citizens of St. Louis City, St. Louis County, and St. Charles County, and we're connecting everyone with the River Ring, which is an off-street network of trails.
And it is funded by a series of sales taxes, right?
Correct. Yeah, we do get sales tax funds.
From the city, the county, and St. Charles.
That is correct.
So this is your tax dollars at work.
Absolutely.
Okay, tell us what's coming up this Saturday, April 25th.
Saturday, April 25th is the launch of Bike St. Louis Phase 3. So since 2002, Great Rivers Greenway has been partnering with the City of St. Louis, the City of Clayton, the City of Maplewood, Kirkwood, to build this network of bicycle routes on our city streets to connect people to the places we want to go, the great assets in our region, and provide another transportation option for folks.
And how many miles are we talking?
Well, Bike St. Louis Phase 3 is 100 miles, and that's both upgrades of existing miles and new routes.
So the logo says Bike St. Louis.
Correct.
And it has, like, I know in the city, like in the Shaw neighborhood, they have Bike St. Louis, and it says Forest Park and Botanical Gardens. It sort of gives you a little bit of a roadmap, right?
Absolutely. We've got hundreds of wayfinding signs along the routes. So these tell you where the great destinations to go are and how far away they are, and let you know, hey, you're on the right path to get there.
So what's coming up Saturday?
This Saturday from 10 a.m. to noon at the Cabanee Branch Library at 1106 Union is the launch of Bike St. Louis Phase 3. So we'll have speakers, we'll have free bicycle tune-ups from St. Louis Bicycle Works, and TrailNet will be leading rides along the new routes of Bike St. Louis. There's a 2-mile route and a 20-mile route. So if you haven't ridden your bike in years, pull it out of the garage, dust it off. You can take it down to Bicycle Works. They'll be there. They'll fix it up for you, and then get out and ride.
Okay, so, but is there a website to find out where all these roads and trails go?
Absolutely. You can go to greatriversgreenway.org. We've got the maps of all the Bike St. Louis routes. You can find them there, as well as our trail network maps. There's trails all throughout the region, and Bike St. Louis is just one more way to connect to these great assets.
Sounds like an app in the making.
It
you
does.
guys could use it in an app.
Yeah.
Maybe if you were on the board, you'd suggest that. I'm still learning all this, but Bike St. Louis, is it safe to say that Bike St. Louis are the surface road routes? Is that a good way?
That's correct. Yeah, Bike St. Louis are on-street routes. So you're going to be riding a bicycle on the street. There's both separated places called bike lanes, where it's just for people riding bicycles, and there's also markings called shared lane markings. Those are in travel lanes, so that's spaces for both people driving cars and riding bikes.
We should also say that this is also in conjunction with the paths that you are building currently throughout the St. Louis metropolitan area that is different than this Bike St. Louis.
Correct. The greenways often include off-street trails, so you're not going to be riding on streets if you're on a greenway. And that's one thing that we've heard from residents from throughout the region all throughout all of our planning for greenways, is that we would like more transportation options. And so, Bike St. Louis is just one way that we're providing another transportation choice and making St. Louis a better place to live.
Right. I didn't want people to think Bike St. Louis is the only thing Great Rivers Greenway is doing.
No.
135 total miles on this Bike St. Louis path, if you will.
In the city of St. Louis, absolutely.
In the city of St. Louis. And the website to find out more is?
GreatRiversGreenway.org and BikeSt.Louis.org.
BikeSt.Louis.org, GreatRiversGreenway.org. And that has all the lists of all the trails that are existing and planned and everything else.
Absolutely.
All right, we have just enough time. Tell us about this Underground Railroad celebration that you guys are getting ready for.
Sure. So the following weekend, May 9th, actually that's 2 weekends after Bike St. Louis, Saturday, May 9th, all day from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. is the Great Jubilation. So that'll be down at the Mary Meacham Freedom Crossing on the Riverfront Trail. There's another bike ride there. There's also music groups, food, games, fun for the whole family.
And that was the site of an Underground Railroad stop.
Yes, and that is one of the great regional assets that is along one of our greenways, right on the Riverfront Trail.
And it's just sort of north of the Arch, right? About a mile or two, maybe?
Yeah, it's a little far up from the Arch. If you take Grand all the way as far north as you can go, that is kind of the point where the Riverfront Trail, that's the point where it is on the Riverfront Trail.
And that was one of the sites of the Underground Railroad where they would then hide slaves and then bring them across the Mississippi to freedom.
You got it.
And that was the last stop.
Yep.
So they were a slave on this side of the river. They were free on the other side of the river.
Yeah,
and they had to get on the other side of the river.
It's a place of huge historical significance.
Yeah, we'll talk more about it in 2 weeks, but that's coming up. And then there's a bike path that goes right by it, and everyone who rides by there should know exactly what that place is.
Yes.
Yeah. Elizabeth Simmons, one more time, the website to find out all this stuff.
GreatRiversGreenway.org.
Community Programs Manager, Great Rivers Greenway. How am I as a board member? Am I...
Fantastic. You bring so much energy and enthusiasm. We love to have you.
See, she's trained very well.
Yeah, she is trained.
Elizabeth Simmons, Community Programs Manager, Great Rivers Greenway. Thanks for coming in, Elizabeth. We'll see you soon.
Thank you.
All right, it is 8, coming up 9 o'clock here. Stay tuned. ABC News, top of the hour. Then Tony Messenger from the St. Louis Post-Dispatch